Good morning and welcome to this live broadcast of Three Country Ride to Cure Breast Cancer, presented by SpotLink and benefiting the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Excuse me. Today, as part of our daily morning Mingle series, we have the pleasure of speaking with Dean Link, Curator of the Lordsburg-Hidalgo County Museum in Lordsburg, New Mexico. Welcome to our interviews. Can you tell us a little bit about Lordsburg and the surrounding area?
Sure. Lordsburg was founded in 1880 by a doctor originally from the east, and he came west and was from Tucson. And he was very wealthy, and he had helped with the railroad through here, and everybody started calling it Lordstown, and then eventually it was Lordsburg.
Okay.
Yeah, but and the actual town, like I said, was established in 1880. He actually started working here in 1870.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Okay. Busy day here at the museum.
Yeah.
So you said it was originally called Lordstown.
Right.
Just because they...
Because Dr. Lord...
Oh, Dr. Lord. Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about this museum and some of its notable exhibits?
Sure. The museum started in 1985, and 5 people interested in keeping the history alive and everything decided to have a museum, and they met with the city, and they originally had the museum across the street from the McDonald's in an old skating rink.
Okay.
And so they tore the skating rink down, and then we had to wait a year to move here. This is the old National Guard Armory, though.
Oh, okay. And
then we came in 1998 here.
Okay. That explains some of the tanks and cannons and stuff out front.
Yeah. And our mission here is to preserve the history of Lordsburg, and we have a very eclectic amalgamation of stuff.
Okay.
Here. I guess our most notable museum, our most notable exhibit would be the POW room. Lordsburg was home to one of 5 internment camps in 1942. From 1942 to 43, we had Japanese internees here. And then they were moved to Santa Fe and to the big internment camp in California. Once that happened, then we got Italian prisoners of war, and then the last was German prisoners of war. And in 1945, when the Germans came, this Camp Lordsburg was designed to hold 3,500 people. When the Germans here, it was 5,000.
Wow.
And then in February of 1948 was...
we just had a connection issue, go.
The camp was decommissioned in February of 1946. And then all the buildings were sold and moved, and the property was sold. And all that's left there now is the commissary safe and the replica of the Great Seal of the United States that was made by the Japanese internees.
Okay.
So that's our prominent exhibit, but we've got we've got an Avon bottle room, which is my favorite.
Okay.
We've got over 500 Avon bottles.
Wow.
And other stuff that Avon sold. Everything in that room, Avon sold at one time.
Oh, wow.
Including beer steins,
Oh, geez.
stuffed animals, and all kinds of stuff. So,
Wow.
yeah. And then we've got stuff. We're standing in the Cowboy Hall of Fame, which we inducted several prominent ranchers and cowboys and that sort of thing. Our most prominent one is Alan Day, whose family still owns Lazy Bee Ranch, and Sandra Day O'Connor's his daughter. And she wasn't able to attend the ceremony, but she sent a really nice letter on Supreme Court stationery, for the event. And,
wow.
And we've got it framed here in
yeah, I saw it. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do in your daily job as curator of the museum?
Well, my main job is trying to get people here, and that's been a challenge. There's still people in Lordsburg that don't know that we even have a museum.
Okay.
So it's been my job to get the word out. We just printed up our rack cards for all the motels in the area and everything, and I'm sending them to other places too. I've been visiting other museums in the area to get the word out, and then we've got Shakespeare Ghost Town that we're working with.
Okay.
They talk about us and we talk about them.
Good.
So.
A little cross marketing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So and then once a month I meet with the museum board, and we talk about things we want to do and things that things that need to get done and things of that nature, and then it's my job to carry them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, our main reason for doing this ride is to help cure breast cancer and support the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Is there anything about our cause that is personal to you?
Well, I had one aunt that had breast cancer. She's actually a breast cancer survivor, and most of the cancer in my family has been lung and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a great cause. And I think it's great what you're doing, and it's
Thank you.
really neat.
Oh, thanks. So our next ride is to Deming today. Do you have any advice for our journey?
Sure. You've got to go to the Membrist Museum.
Okay.
You've got to go.
Actually, we're scheduled for there tomorrow.
Oh,
at 8:30. Little plug right ahead.
That is great.
Okay.
Because you'll love it there. It's a really good museum. They're nice people. It's a really good deal. And you probably should go by the Deming Welcome Center. They have an old steam locomotive in front, and Deming was also a stop on the Southwest New Mexico and Arizona line. So they've got that, and then that's about it.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah.
We're going to be, one final question. Is there a weird fact you know and want to share?
Yes.
Okay.
Pat Garrett's daughter, Elizabeth Garrett, wrote O Fair, New Mexico. She lived in Lordsburg.
Okay.
And O Fair, New Mexico is the state song.
Okay.
And what I find fascinating about that is she was blind.
Oh, wow.
And so yeah, you know.
Okay. Wow.
And Pat Garrett, of course, shot Billy the Kid and all that.
Okay, wow, it all gets interconnected, doesn't it? Okay, so we're gonna head out now. As you can see, it's kind of cold outside. It was about 37 when I left with a nice headwind. So we're gonna head to Deming, check our noon live from the road broadcast. That's 11 a.m. Pacific time, and our 8 p.m. evening wrap up, which is 7 p.m. Pacific time. Talk to you then.